So hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to Creatrix. Welcome to Unacademy. So in these sessions, we are going to start the communication system and you are going to study the communication system like never before. So before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Vishal Soni and I have cleared ESC examination 2 times, both times in double digit rank. And I have also served as a Group A Gazetted Officer in Indian Railways and in Indian Telecommunication Services. And I have also cleared a lot of public sector examinations. So right now I'm teaching on Unacademy and I really feel proud to be the part of the Unacademy team, because Unacademy is the revolution in the field of free education and in the field of affordable education, and we as a team are really looking forward for every student to just come onto the Unacademy platform. You can attend the special classes, you can come onto this YouTube channel and you can stay connected with us so that you can understand the quality education and you can understand the efforts that we are putting in, so that every student of this country, whether he stays in a village or he stays in a town, should get the access of the content, that too in a very affordable prices, and he can also or she can also clear the examination with the best possible ranks. So right now I'm teaching on Unacademy with more than 15 million watch minutes in the overall duration and 2 million watch minutes in the last 30 days. So I am right now the top educator in Unacademy across all the branches, having rank 4 right now. And you can also follow me on Unacademy on this particular link. So you can go and follow me on Unacademy. Apart from that, my advice to every student is that how should you crack the examination and what are the components to cracking the examination. So the first question that comes to the mind, that can anyone prepare from the YouTube? Yes, you can prepare from the YouTube, but you should develop or cultivate some habits in yourself. For example, you should be very much disciplined. You should arrange the extra resources. For example, the PDFs you have to arrange, the test series you have to arrange by yourself, and most importantly, that self-discipline you should be containing in yourself, so that you can be very corrective manner and you can approach the examination in the best possible manner. So all these things you have to arrange yourself. The sense of competitiveness you have to cultivate in yourself, because the audience on the YouTube are not that much of competitive in nature, or maybe you cannot feel the competition which is present right now. So all these things are the part of the journey if you want to prepare through the YouTube, or maybe if you want to prepare through the free resources. Apart from that, if you want that you should get complete content, then this is the YouTube channel. On this YouTube channel itself, all the free content are available. You just have to go to the playlist. All the subjects are completed there. You just have to go and watch all the lectures one by one. Definitely will be getting benefited. But the extra things that I have told you, that the self-discipline and the sense of competitiveness and a lot of things you have to arrange by yourself. If you are comfortable in that, then you can do that. Apart from that, you should also have Unacademy learning app, so that the special classes you can attend. A lot of educators in this country are actually providing the special classes, that too absolutely free of cost, so that you can get the quality content in the best possible manner. Apart from that, there is also another component for you, which is Unacademy Plus. So on Unacademy Plus, what is your job? You just have to study. If you join this Unacademy Plus, you do not have to worry about the crash courses, weekly test, doubt solving sessions, the language barrier, rank improvement batches, live classes. So all these things will be taken care by the Unacademy. You just have to take the Unacademy Plus subscription and you have to come on to the Unacademy. You will be daily getting the live classes. You will be getting the crash courses. When you will be getting the crash courses? When the syllabus are completed. You will be getting the weekly test in the form of quizzes. Every fourth class is the doubt solving session, which is the major you can say the component or the major impact will be creating on your studies will be this doubt solving group. Because until and unless your doubts are not being cleared, until and unless you are not able to clear your doubts, you will never get the confidence in the subject. So once you come on to this Unacademy Plus, every fourth class is doubt solving session. Apart from that, various other doubt solving sessions are going on. So ultimately you will be getting your doubts cleared and you will gain confidence in the subject. The language barrier will not be an issue, because the batches will be running both Hindi and in English, and rank improvement batches will also be there. So all these things are the component of this Plus subscription. Once you come on to this Unacademy Plus, you do not have to be worried about your self-discipline, your competitiveness nature. Everything will be present on Unacademy, because a lot of other students will be there. Since the classes will be live, you can also watch it recorded later on. So the discipline automatically comes, because you get the idea that you will be having the daily live classes. Apart from that, there is also one iconic subscription. In this iconic subscription, the game changer is this personal coach. So this subscription is for them who thinks that their basics are weak, or those who are talented but they needs a continuous push. So this personal coach will be guiding you throughout your study. He will be giving you the study planners. You will be getting the study booster sessions. Once you will get the test, you will be getting the analytics. Analytics plays a major role in improving yourself. We as a teacher also get our analytics so that we can improve on the daily basis. So once you start getting the analytics, you will be also improving massively on the daily basis. Apart from that, there will also be the guidance for the mains once you clear the prelims, and there will also be the guidance for the interview once you clear the mains. So once you take the Iconic subscription, all the benefits of the Plus are included by default in this. And if you take the Plus subscription, then also these things will be included in that, though, so that will also create impact in your preparation, so that you just have to study. Rest of the things will be taken care by Unacademy. So now let us start the class and let us understand what we have to study in this particular topic.
Hello friends, welcome to this lecture of communication system. So in the last lecture we discussed about the bandpass digital communication. In that we discussed that whenever we have to transmit a baseband pulse, we can transmit it through only wired channel. Now if we want to transmit our pulse wirelessly, so the baseband pulse must be converted into bandpass pulse by multiplying with a higher carrier frequency. After that we studied about the amplitude shift keying, we saw the transmitter, and we also saw the masked filter based receiver for ASK. In this class we will discuss the drawbacks of the masked filter based receiver. So we know that if we want to discuss the masked filter based receivers drawback for ASK, so in case of ASK, the amplitude shift keying or the modulated waveform S of t looks something like this. This will be S of t, S1 of t, which is A cos omega ct in the duration 0 to TB when 1 is transmitted, and S2t will be 0 in the duration 0 to TB when 0 is transmitted. Now we know that the masked filter which has to design there must be S of t minus t or minus S2 of t minus t. So if transmitter tells the receiver that it is transmitting this particular ST, in which ST has S1t when 1 is transmitted and it is S2t when 0 is transmitted, so this H of t will become in this case S of t minus t, because it will be 0, and this will become S1 of t minus t. So the design of the impulse response at the receiver will always be fixed, and it will be designed like this. So now you have 2 points here. One is transmitter, another point is receiver. We know that in digital receivers the first block is itself the masked filter. This is the masked filter, and we know that the design of the masked filter is based upon the transmitted signal. So if signal S of t is transmitted, then this filter is already designed as S of t minus t. After that we will have output and we will have sampler. So the output of the sampler will be given to the decision device. So now suppose we are transmitting bit 1, and with respect to bit 1 I am transmitting this pulse S of t. So this is a bandpass pulse. This value is A, this is minus A, and in between we have to draw a sinusoidal pulse. So I am drawing this sinusoidal pulse. I am taking only one cycle of this pulse because for the simplicity, otherwise I could have taken the integer number of cycles, and this duration I am taking as TB. So once you want to transmit this particular pulse from the transmitter, you have to tell the receiver that I am transmitting this S of t, please design your unit impulse response. So based upon the definition given by this S of t, this filter will design its unit impulse response. So it will design this H of t. So this H of t, this will be A, it will be minus A. So whenever you will plot H of t, first of all I have to shift this S of t by TB duration, and then we have to do the time reversal. After the doing both these basic operations, you will know that this H of t will be exactly same as this S of t transmitted signal. So even before this S of t has not reached here, the unit impulse response of the masked filter has already been designed based upon the definition given by the transmitter. Now in the case 1, I am considering that this S of t which was transmitted by the transmitter reaches at the input of the receiver exactly same as it was transmitted. There was no phase change at all. So I am considering that whichever S of t was transmitted by the transmitter, it reaches to the input of the receiver exactly same as it was transmitted, and there was no phase change taking place. So this is the S of t which reaches to the receiver's input through wireless transmission. So this was transmitted and it reaches to the receiver via wireless transmitter. So we know that whenever we have to write the output yt, we must convolve these two pulses st and ht. So what will be the result of the convolution? It is very important. Suppose we have to convolve these two signals, so try to observe their envelope. The envelope of this particular S of t is also a rectangular box which is from minus a to a, and the envelope of this h of t is also a rectangular box which is from minus a to a. So what we will do is we will first of all convolve these rectangular boxes, and we know that the convolution of rectangular boxes will always result in a triangle. So the convolution of the envelopes which was square envelopes will result in the triangular boxes. Now let me draw the result of the convolution. So the convolution result will follow the envelope and it can be drawn like this. So you can see from here that the maximum value of this signal is taking place at t equal to tb, and after sampling at t equal to tb, it will be the maximum possible value of the yt, and it can be considered as the maximum value at ytb. Now whenever you are transmitting the maximum value of ytb to the decision device, so I am taking this decision device here, this is your decision device. Now suppose the value of this threshold which is lambda, I am putting this as 0. So it will compare this y of t will definitely be positive, and whenever y is greater than lambda it will decide in the favor of 0. Whenever y is less than lambda it decides in the favor of 0. So this is the threshold. Now here you can see that this y of ytb is not only positive, but this is the maximum possible value of the output. So it will decide in the favor of 1. So we had transmitted 1 and it is successfully able to recover this one. Now let us try to understand the problem, what problem it can face. So you can see that in case 2, what may happen that while we were transmitting this S of t, as soon as it reaches with the input of the receiver, somewhere in the channel it may attain phase changes. So here I am considering that it has attained the phase change of 180 degree. You can assume any order of phase change, but for explaining things I am assuming that while this S of t was transmitted, so it will went through the wireless channel, and while traveling through the wireless channel it may attain some phase changes. So suppose this will be the phase change, or it attains the phase change of 180 degree, and this pulse looks something like this as soon as it reaches at the input of the matched filter. Now here's the interesting thing, that whenever you were on the verge of transmitting this S of t, you have already told the matched filter that it has to design its h of t as it was the transmitted pulse. So this h of t is always designed with respect to this transmitted pulse, because we cannot change every time h of t as S of t changes or it attains the phase changes. So as soon as S of t is transmitted by the transmitter, at the same time this matched filter has been designed. Once the matched filter has been designed, we cannot change its unit impulse response every time. So what happens here is you are able to transmit this S of t, and this h of t has already been designed, and this design is with respect to always S of t. So this was the design, and it will be remain same because S of t at the transmitter is same. So this is a, this is minus a, this duration is tb, this is a, this is minus a, this duration is tb. Now this S of t which has been reaching at the input of the receiver is not exactly as the transmitted, but it also has attained some phase changes. So you can see that the signal at the input of the receiver is having the phase change as the transmitted signal. Now the technique of the convolution remains the same, that first of all we will convolve the envelopes. So the envelope will give us a triangular envelope. Now because both the pulses are out of phase, or both the pulses have phase difference, so the convolution result will look something like this. And if you will observe closely, then at t equal to tb, it is attaining the negative possible value. So if you will take the sample here, so we will get yt's minimum possible value, and which is y of tb, and it is less than 0. So decision device is saying that whenever y becomes less than 0, always give the decision in the favor of 0. So what were you doing? We were transmitting the 1, but the receiver is deciding in the favor of 0. So it may happen every time because of the phase change. So if the transmitted signal undergoes some phase changes in the channel, then after the convolution at t equal to tb, the matched filter is not able to maximize the signal power to noise power ratio. So listen carefully once again. If the transmitted signal undergoes some phase change and after that it reaches to the matched filter input, in that case matched filter is not able to maximize the signal to noise ratio at the sampling instance. The basic of this you can easily understand, that whenever you are on the verge of transmitting the signal, or when you are transmitting the signal from transmitter end, you at the same time you tell the matched filter to design itself, or the matched filter is designed always with respect to the transmitted signal. It cannot be changed every time as the signal changes phase in the channel, because we have no idea that how much amount of phase is being changed in the channel. So the matched filter is always designed with respect to the transmitted signal. So once h of t is designed, it cannot be changed. Now s of t is transmitted by the transmitter. It may undergo some phase changes in the channel, and as soon as it reaches at the input of the receiver, you can easily understand that this h of t is designed with respect to transmitted signal. So h of t will be different and s of t will be different. So the convolution result will not give you the maximum amplitude value at the sampling instance. So the matched filter based receiver always suffers from the this drawback, that whenever the transmitted signal and the received signal has phase difference or phase change, in that case matched filter is not able to maximize the signal to noise ratio. Sometimes it may give correct result, sometimes it may not. Now the amount of this particular phase change and how this phase change affects the probability of error and by what magnitude it disturbs the detection process, this can be easily explained by correlator based receiver for ASK. So matched filter is just explaining theoretically that there might be some error or there might be some mistake when there is phase change between transmitted and received signal. To quantify that or to obtain its mathematical expression, we must use the correlator receiver. So let us try to understand the correlator receiver. Now in correlator receivers also, this ASK will be transmitted through wireless channel. Somewhere in the channel, I am assuming that this white noise gets added to it, and the combination of this ST plus WT reaches at the input of the correlator receiver wirelessly. So we know that in case of correlator receiver, the first block is a multiplier. So this is the multiplier, and we must multiply it with a cosinusoidal signal. So this is cos omega ct plus theta. Here I am considering that the theta is the phase difference between the transmitted pulse and received pulse. So it is the phase difference. So here this S of t is being transmitted. So we are assuming that exactly S of t reaches here. Now first block is a multiplier in which we have to multiply a cosinusoidal carrier, and theta is representing the phase difference between transmitted and received bandpass pulses. the second block of the correlator receiver is always a integrator. After that, all blocks remains same, so it becomes at t equal to tb. Then the decision device, which decides in the favor of 1 or 0 based upon the value of y. So for y greater than lambda and y less than lambda. So in this way you can write it. So this is the basic of the correlator receiver. In correlator receiver, the first block is a multiplier in which you have to multiply phi t, which is a cosinusoidal signal, or you can say that you must multiply it by an orthonormal basis function. So you must have an orthonormal basis function for the transmitted signal so that you can multiply it for the detection purpose. Now let us try to analyze this. Now we know that our S of t is a cos omega ct between 0 to tb whenever 1 is transmitted, and it is 0 between 0 to tb whenever 0 is transmitted. Now we know that this S of t plus wt will become a cos omega ct plus wt in the duration 0 to tb when 1 is transmitted, and it becomes 0 plus wt in the duration 0 to tb whenever 0 is transmitted. So this is the input. Now let me define this point as xt and this as yt. So what will be the xt? X of t can be written as st plus wt into phi t. So you can write it as s1t plus wt into phi t in the duration 0 to tb when 1 is transmitted. So this is in the duration 0 to tb when 1 is transmitted. Similarly, s2t plus wt into phi t in the duration 0 to tb when 0 is transmitted. So you can also write your x of t as, we know that s1t is a cos omega ct plus wt into phi t in the duration 0 to tb when 1 is transmitted, and since s2t is 0, so it becomes wt into phi t in the duration 0 to tb whenever 0 is transmitted. So this x of t can be written as a into phi t cos omega ct plus wt phi t in the duration 0 to tb whenever 1 is transmitted, and it will be wt phi t in the duration 0 to tb whenever 0 is transmitted. We know that yt will become 0 to tb x of t dt. So let me write yt here. So this yt will become 0 to tb a phi t cos omega ct dt plus 0 to tb wt phi t dt. After integration the duration will change, so duration I am not writing, I am just writing when 1 is transmitted. Similarly, it will become 0 to tb wt phi t dt whenever 0 is transmitted. So first of all, we know that what is this? This is n of t. We have already earlier denoted that whenever white noise is multiplied with any orthonormal basis function and it is integrated between 0 to tb, so we can always denote it with n of t. You know that the properties of this n of t is that the mean value of this n of t is 0 and the variance of this n of t will always be n naught by 2, and it will always be equal to the mean square value of the random variable, and you can also write it as expectation of n will also be 0. So whenever this n of t is sampled, we will get a random variable, and the mean of this random variable will always be 0, and the variance of this random variable will always be n0 by 2. So this we have already discussed when we were studying the correlator receiver, or the equivalence between matched filter and correlator receiver. In that topic I have explained how this n of t is mean and variance you can calculate as long as this wt is considered as a white noise and this phi t is considered as orthonormal basis function or unit energy function. So this is orthonormal basis function or unit energy signal. So yt becomes zero to tb a phi t cos omega ct dt plus n of t. This is when 1 is transmitted, and this is n of t when 0 is transmitted. So let me analyze this particular function separately. What is this? It is 0 to tb a phi t cos omega ct dt. So it will become 0 to tb a into root 2 by tb cos omega ct plus theta into cos omega ct dt. So this can be written as a by 2 under root of 2 by tb into 2 cos omega ct plus theta into cos omega ct. So it will become 0 to tb under root of a square by 2 tb. 2 cos a cos b will become cos 2 omega ct plus theta plus cos theta dt. So this integration, which is 0 to tb a phi t cos omega ct dt, it becomes under root of a square by 2 tb 0 to tb cos 2 omega ct plus theta dt plus 0 to tb cos theta dt. Now we already know that whenever we will choose any orthonormal basis function or carrier, in all those carriers fc into tb is considered to be 1. So this fc into tb is considered to be 1. It means if I am writing a signal cos omega ct, which will be equal to cos 2 pi fct, so it will have one cycle in tb duration. Similarly, I can write it as cos 2 omega ct or cos 4 pi fct. So this will have 2 cycles in tb duration, or you can write it as cos 2 omega ct plus theta. It will also have 2 cycles in tb duration. So you can say that if I have to write 0 to tb cos 2 omega ct plus theta dt, since it will have integer number of cycles, so area under the curve will always be 0. So this particular expression becomes 0. So it becomes only under root of a square by 2 tb. Cos theta is constant, so it will come out of this integration. It will become 0 to tb dt. So you can write it as a square by 2 tb into cos theta into tb, or finally I can write it as a square tb by 2 into cos theta. You know that this a square tb by 2 can be written as a square tb by 2 cos square theta. So finally our yt becomes under root of a square tb by 2 cos theta plus nt when 1 is transmitted, and it becomes nt when 0 is transmitted. Now this yt is passed through a sampler and it is sampling it at t equal to tb. Then we will have a decision device which will decide in the favor of 1 or 0 depending upon this y random variable. So whenever y will be greater than lambda, it decides in the favor of 1, otherwise in the favor of 0. So this y can be written as, since it is a constant value, so sampler will allow is at as it is. So it becomes under root of a square tb by 2 cos theta plus, it is time varying function, so sampling at t equal to tb will become a random variable n. And we know that n is a zero mean Gaussian random variable. This n is zero mean Gaussian random variable. It has mean 0 and mean square value or variance equal to n naught by 2. So this all we know about it. Now, since n is Gaussian random variable, so y equal to under root of a square tb by 2 cos theta plus n will also become a Gaussian random variable. So it also becomes a Gaussian random variable. Now we know that as long as y is Gaussian random variable, we can use the formula probability of error equal to probability of zero transmission into q of lambda minus mu2 upon sigma y plus probability of one transmission into 1 minus q of lambda minus mu1 upon sigma y. So you can calculate mu1 and mu2 and probability of one transmission and zero transmission. So here I am putting these two filters, that probability of zero transmission and one transmission I am considering as half. If you will consider it as half, so the lambda optimum will become mu1 plus mu2 by 2 and the minimum probability of error comes out to be q of mu1 minus mu2 by 2 sigma y. So let me put these two values. Y is under root of a square tb by 2 cos theta plus n. So the expectation of y becomes under root of a square tb by 2 cos theta and 0. This is when 1 is transmitted. This is when 0 is transmitted. So this particular value you can call it as mu1. This particular value you can call it as mu2. Similarly, sigma y square becomes sigma n square, which is n naught by 2. Here also it becomes sigma n square, which is n naught by 2. This is when 1 is transmitted. This is when 0 is transmitted. So we have considered that first point is this y is Gaussian random variable. Second point is probability of zero transmission becomes probability of one transmission and it becomes half. Channel noises Gaussian. So this lambda optimum can be written as mu1 plus mu2 by 2. So it will become a square tb by 2 cos theta plus 0 by 2. So you can write it as 1 by 2 under root of a square tb by 2 into cos theta. So in this case, the minimum probability of error becomes q of mu1 minus mu2 upon 2 sigma y. So let me put all those values here. It will become q of mu1 is under root of a square tb by 2 into cos theta. Mu2 is 0 upon 2 n naught by 2. So sigma y will become under root of n naught by 2. So from here, the minimum probability of error becomes q of under root a square tb by 4n naught into cos theta, or the minimum probability of error can be written as under root of a square tb by 4n naught cos square theta. Now if theta is 0, it means the transmitted pulse and the received pulse has no phase difference. So in that case, minimum probability of error becomes q of under root a square tb by 4n naught cos square theta. So this y becomes under root of a square tb by 2 and n when 0 is transmitted. We know that s of t is a cos omega ct in the duration 0 to tb when 1 is transmitted, and it is 0 in the duration 0 to tb when 0 is transmitted. So if I have to calculate the energy of these pulses, so I can write this s1t as a cos omega ct in the duration 0 to tb. So the energy of this pulse s1 becomes a square tb by 2. So I can write my y as under root of es1 cos theta plus n. This is when 1 is transmitted, this is when 0 is transmitted. So this y becomes under root of es1 cos theta plus n. This is when 1 is transmitted, 0 is transmitted. So if I will calculate expectation of y, since this value is constant and this has 0 mean, so it will become root es1 cos theta when 1 is transmitted, 0 when 0 is transmitted, because mean of this n is 0 and mean of a constant value becomes the constant value. Similarly, if I have to calculate sigma y square, so it will become sigma n square for both 1 transmission and 0 transmission, because this is the constant value and it does not contribute in the calculation of sigma n. And we also know that sigma n square is equal to n naught by 2. So from here the sigma y will become under root of n naught by 2. Whenever 1 is transmitted, expectation of 1 can be called as mu1 and this can be called as mu2. Now you know that whenever probability of 0 transmission equal to 1 transmission equal to half, plus channel noise is white noise or 0 mean WSSRP, so it is white noise, it is 0 mean Gaussian random process or 0 mean WSSRP, plus if we are using matched filter or correlator receiver. So in that case, the probability of error becomes 1 by 2 q of lambda minus mu1 upon sigma 1 plus 1 by 2 1 minus lambda minus mu2 upon sigma y. And if these three conditions are true, in that case the lambda optimum becomes mu1 plus mu2 by 2, which is in this case under root of es1 cos theta. Mu2 is 0 whole divided by 2. So it becomes root es1 cos theta by 2, and probability of error minimum of minimum becomes q of mu1 minus mu2 by 2 sigma y. So in this case the mu1 becomes root es1 cos theta, mu2 becomes 0, and it becomes 2 under root n naught by 2. So you can calculate all these values. It becomes under root of a square tb by 2 divided by n naught by 2 into 4 into cos theta. So I have taken all these inside the under root. So it becomes q of under root a square tb by 4 n naught into cos theta. So whenever you are using the correlator receiver, the probability of error minimum of minimum becomes q of mu1 minus mu2 upon 2 sigma y, and this mu1 and mu2 can be calculated from here. So you can say that this probability of error, which is minimum of minimum, becomes q of under root a square tb by 4 n naught cos square theta, cos theta. Or it can also be written as q of under root a square tb cos square theta upon 4 n naught. So it will become probability of error minimum of minimum. Now if the phase difference between transmitted pulse and received pulse is 0, so cos theta becomes 1, and probability of error, which is minimum of minimum, becomes q of under root a square tb by 4 n naught. So the probability of error for ASK comes out to be q upon under root a square tb by 4 n naught cos square theta. So this I have already discussed that whenever we are talking about ASK, three things are fixed: that probability of 0 transmission and 1 transmission are same, noise is white noise, and any one of either matched filter or correlator receiver is used. So in case of matched filter receiver, in matched filter receiver, the probability of error that we obtained was q of under root a square tb by 4 n naught. And in matched filter receiver we understood that there was some case of chances of less probability of error when transmitted signal and the received signal are having phase difference. So in case of matched filter receiver, we discussed that whenever the transmitted signal reaches at the receiver with some phase difference, in that case the signal to noise ratio is not maximum at the sampling instance, or there are more chances of probability of error. So the phase difference can cause more probability of error or higher probability of error. In matched filter receiver we were just able to theoretically define that point, but with the help of correlator receiver, we are actually able to quantify that by how much amount the probability of error is going to increase if there is phase difference between transmitted signal and the received signal. So it is the probability of error cos square theta. So it is representing that probability of error whenever there is a phase difference between the transmitted signal and received signal will be something this. So we know that this cos square theta lies between 0 to 1. So you can always say that this particular quantity q of under root a square tb by 4 n naught cos square theta will always be greater than q of under root a square tb by 4 n naught, because we know that in q function as x decreases q of x increases. So this factor cos square theta overall reduces this particular quantity. So if this particular quantity reduces, then overall function or the q function is bound to increase. So we can say that in case of binary ASK, the probability of error is q of under root of a square tb by 4 n naught, and in this case the lambda optimum was root es1 by 2, which is mu1 plus mu2 by 2, and we know that es1 is nothing but a square tb by 2. Now if there is a phase difference, theta is phase difference between transmitted and received pulse. In that case, the probability of error becomes q into a square tb by 4 n naught cos square theta, and lambda optimum in this particular case becomes root es1 by 2 cos theta. So sometimes this matched filter based receivers and correlator receivers are known as coherent receivers, because in these receivers in order to minimize probability of error, the phase of transmitted pulse and received pulse must be perfectly synchronized, or the theta should be 0 degree. So sometimes these matched filter based receivers and correlator receivers are also known as coherent receivers, because in these receivers, in order to minimize probability of error, the phase of the transmitted pulse and the received pulse must be perfectly synchronized, or we can say that the phase of the transmitted pulse and the phase which is the phase of the carrier which is generated at the receiver in the form of orthonormal basis function, which is this function, this orthonormal basis function must be perfectly synchronized with the transmitted carrier. So this is the idea behind this binary ASK receiver or the coherent receivers. Now let us try to understand the non-coherent receiver. So in case of non-coherent receiver, we know that S of t is S1t, which is a cos omega ct in the duration 0 to tb whenever 1 is transmitted, and S2T pulse is 0 in the same duration whenever 0 is transmitted. So when this pulse ST is transmitted wirelessly somewhere in the channel, white noise gets added up. Now in the receiver we will have first of all matched filter. Then the output of the matched filter is given to an envelope detector. So in case of non-coherent receivers we use envelope detector. Rest blocks are same. So it will be sampler, it will have a decision device, lambda. For y greater than lambda it decides in the favor of 1. For y less than lambda it decides in the favor of 0. So now from here you can see that if suppose I am transmitting my signal S of t, which is this is the signal S of t, and it will be a band pass pulse. So this value is A, this is minus A. This has been transmitted. Based upon the transmission of this particular signal, this matched filter, which is H of t equal to S of TB minus t, has been designed. So S of TB minus t will be same as ST in this particular case. So H of t looks something like this. Now suppose as soon as S of t receives reaches here, it attains some phase difference. So that phase difference I am showing like this. This is t. This duration is TB. So the phase difference as soon as ST reaches here with phase difference. So we know that output will be convolution of these two signals, and we know how to draw the convolved signals. So the convolved signal will be YT, and first of all we will convolve the envelopes. So it will become triangular, and this will be T, this will be 2T. So at the sampling instance, in this case, at the sampling instance, the amplitude will be minimum. But after the output of the matched filter, we have placed an envelope detector. So what is the purpose of envelope detector? It will trace the positive peaks. So it will trace its positive peaks. Now the output of the envelope detector will be this triangular pulse. This duration is T, this is 2T. Now if I have to sample it at T equal to TB, so I am able to get the maximum possible value, which is at the input of the receiver. Now suppose if threshold which we are choosing here is lambda, so whenever y is greater than lambda, it decides in the favor of 1. So we can say that since envelope detector has been placed here, so still it is able to maximize the signal to noise ratio at the sampling instance, and this particular signal to noise ratio at the sampling instance is positive, or it is the maximum possible. So it is surely going to reduce the probability of bit error. Now in this case, the probability of error for non-coherent receivers comes out to be e to the power minus a square TB by 4n0. So that is it from this lecture. In the next class we will study about the M-array ASK. Thank you.
So hopefully we have understood every concept in this class. If you have any doubt in any concept, you can let me know in the comment section. I'll try to resolve that thing. Apart from that, you can also follow me on various social media platforms. For example, you can join this Telegram group. where you will be getting important notification, important updates. This is Telegram group where you can also comment, you can ask your queries, or maybe you can also suggest me for the improvement. Apart from that, this is my Unacademy profile. On this Unacademy profile, you should also follow me so that you can get the important updates of the Unacademy also, right? And this is the Notion page. You just have to type this tiny.cc/VishalGate. So you will be redirected to a page where all the special classes are arranged very systematically. तो मैंने बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स पे स्पेशल क्लास ले रखी है. फॉर एग्जांपल नाइक्विस्ट, फूरियर सीरीज, latches and flip flop, double integrations, okay, lot of things are there. So you will be getting all these concepts absolutely free of cost. You just have to type this in your URL, you will be redirected to that page and attend these lectures one by one. You will be getting a next level confidence in these topics, that I can guarantee you. Now this is the Notion page of your YouTube, on which you will be getting the links of the YouTube. Apart from that, you will be also getting the PDFs of that particular lecture. So this is very important for you, and just you have to type http://bit.ly/GateLive. So GateLive, you just have to type it in the capital so that you can access all the lectures link and PDF arranged systematically. So if you want to attend or you want to clear the examination with the free resource, then this is the channel for you. This is the best recorded videos which has been ever made. You just have to go to that lecture, just click the link and download the PDF and start studying systematically. So we have also done this for you so that any student, whether he is sitting any part of this country, should not face the difficulty in cracking the examination, whether he can afford or he cannot. Now if you can afford, then the subscription prices are not something which you cannot pay. It is very nominal amount which you can pay, and you can just avoid all the distractions, all the time wastage which we will be doing in downloading those PDFs, arranging them, arranging for the test series, and a lot of other things that you have to arrange, doubt solvings you have to arrange by yourself. If you want to avoid all those distractions in a very nominal amount, so you can go for the Unacademy Plus subscription. For 12-month subscription, you have to pay only 74 rupees per day. Apart from that, for 18-month subscription, which is the best possible subscription, you have to pay 63 rupees per day. It is even lesser than the pizzas that you order on your home. So it is that much of amount that can shape your career, that can give you the best possible rank in the examinations under the guidance of the best teachers of the country, which has been right now placed on the Unacademy. Now 24-month subscription will cost you 54 rupees per day. So these subscription amounts will give you the subscription for the desired period. Apart from that, if you are using this code, you just have to remember this code, write my name, write GATE after it. You can also write ESC after it. So you have to write my name and write ESC after it. So any one of these code, once you apply, you will be immediately getting the 10% discount. You will be getting all the features of the Unacademy. You will be getting the guidance of all the teachers present on Unacademy, and everything you will be getting that is needed to crack the examination once you are using this code. So if you think we are working hard, we are giving our best content, we are giving the free content absolutely for you guys, and everything that is needed for every student to crack the examination. So never forget to use this code whenever you are taking the subscription. So this code is very important and you have to use every time you are taking the subscription. Now those who are interested for the prices, total price amount, so let me tell you, total price is 27,225 for 12 months, 34,650 for 18, and for 24 months it is 39,600. You can also pay this by using zero cost EMI. Zero cost EMI can be paid by credit card and debit card. In debit cards, there are only Bajaj and HDFC as of now available. Okay, so the zero cost EMI means you do not have to pay anything extra. Any interest is not, you should not pay, and you have to pay this much of amount on the daily basis if you are looking for the zero cost EMI option. Apart from that, if you are coming for Iconic subscription, so Iconic mein, I have already told you that your personal coach will be the game changer. He will be he will be basically following you to give you the guidance so that you can get the success in a very short span of time. So he will be following you, he will be pushing you every time. Now once you use this coupon code, this will be costing you around 45,225, and if you are using this coupon code, write my name, GATE after it, you will be getting the 24-month subscription of Iconic in 66,600 rupees. Fine. Apart from that, every one of you should follow this GATE aspirant group, and there also some important notification always comes. Now what are the YouTube channels that you should immediately subscribe? this Creatrix, this is the channel on which you are present. This is Unacademy Gate questions, where previous year questions has been solved by the educators. So you'll be getting all the previous year questions video solution apart from the PDF also. This is the Electrical Junction channel, where you will be getting the important concepts of EC and electrical. And this is Engineering Pathshala, where you will be getting some practical aspect of the videos, some animated videos that will enhance your ability to think. So these are the channels which you should immediately subscribe so that you can get a better content. Fine. Now these are my some YouTube videos which I have created for you. In all of these videos will give you some motivation, guidance, content, and some strategy. So these are hand-picked videos. You can immediately follow these videos. Okay. So thank you so much. And those who are coming on this channel, immediately share all the content which is present on this channel. We are working very hard for you guys. So this is your responsibility that you should share this channel. You should subscribe this channel. Also share the link of this channel, link of the videos, link of the educator whom you follow, so that every student who is needy, they can come onto this channel and they can get the best possible rank. So all the best everyone. Let's crack it.